Takes it just a couple of seconds to go live.
All right.
All right, here we go. All right, it is the Cigar Tipsters show. It is episode 13. And tonight we have a special guest with us tonight. We have Jason Lois, the National Sales Manager for Crossfire Cigars. He's going to be sitting in tonight. So, Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you having us on tonight.
Our pleasure. So let's just get right to it. You guys are a young company. Give us a little bit of the history on how Crossfire came to be.
Well, we're not that young. We've actually been in the industry for a little over 5 years, almost 6 years now. But you know, we're in the boutique cigar market. We are hand rolled and made in the Dominican by William Ventura in the Tabacalera William Ventura in Tamboril. All of our wrappers, except one of the new library series that are coming out, are grown in Ecuador. The binder and filler are all Dominican grown, and they're fantastic cigars. We're just trying to get them into the hands of more people.
Absolutely. I've had the opportunity to try a couple of the blends, the Corojo, the Connecticut, and the Habano, and I have to say all three of them are great. Construction and the burn were absolutely fantastic. I lit all three of those cigars, and I did not touch them up at all during the smoking. So, who have you guys got rolling your cigars?
William Ventura is the master cigar blender and roller. He was Zeno Davidoff's right-hand man for over 25 years. He's kind of a Hall of Famer, if you want to use that term, in the industry. And really, the Crossfire was born because of a need to give back to the community in which they're made in. The love for the people and the culture in the Dominican. So that's really where the birth of Crossfire was made. And Crossfire gives back to those people in the Dominican. So it's just a great company to work for, and I'm excited about working for them and excited about the future.
Awesome. And you mentioned your blender was formerly working with Davidoff, so if that doesn't scream quality, I don't know what does.
Right, yeah. And I had the great opportunity to go down in the latter part of January of this year and spend a lot of time with William and a lot of the folks there in the factory. And, you know, I had never been to a factory before. I had never seen it firsthand. And I've been in the cigar business for over 6 years, and I've been smoking cigars for almost 16. So it was a treasure for me to go down there and experience what I did experience. And having William actually teach me how to roll, it was great. It was just an amazing experience.
And just real quickly, while it's on my mind, for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to try Crossfire cigars, Cigar Federation online in their store has a 3-pack sampler of Crossfire blends, the Corojo, the Connecticut, and the Habano, I believe, if I'm correct on that.
You are correct. And also, they just have made an order so that they will have more of our products online. So it's not just going to be the sampler. They're going to have the full lineup. So you're going to have sizes of the Corojo, Connecticut, Habano, the Maduro, and the Platinum in various sizes. So that'll be available on the website. That normally it was just the sampler packs.
And just for the benefit of people who may be watching on YouTube, I want to show off the excellent packaging you guys send this sampler in. Very nice wooden box, great branding, just a fantastic presentation on that.
Yeah, our box maker is a magician, and he is just an amazing talent. We were developing the box for the new product that we're coming out with, the library series, which I'd like to talk about in a few moments. But speaking on Kedwin, I designed the box that these new products are coming in, and within moments, he had a a prop box, how they could make the box, and it's just these guys are so talented, and it's just amazing. I couldn't have done that in a year, and he did it in moments. So, and it was just from a drawing that I gave him, and they're just craftsmen. That's all you can say about it.
Absolutely. And you mentioned specifically the new library line, so let's talk about that a little bit. What have you guys got going on there?
Yeah, the library series. It's three new blends for Crossfire. It's a San Andreas, an Arapiraca, and a Connecticut. All are box pressed. They're all 6 1/4 inches long, 56 gauge. And although we do already have a Connecticut in the core line, this is a different Connecticut blend. And you don't see a lot of Connecticut box presses on the market because the wrapper is so thin, it's hard to work with. But they've done a fantastic job. Actually, here is I don't know if you can see that very well, but here's a picture, or here's the actual cigar. This is the Connecticut, and they all come in what looks like a book. This is a first edition, what we're calling it, first edition library series, and they are gorgeously made. They can stand upright like in a bookshelf, and then you open up the tray, which would come out from where the pages are, and they'll be in a box of 10 lined up. And each book is kind of named after old historic novels. So it's the Count of San Andreas, the Legends of Arapiraca, and the Diary of a Connecticut. So it's all going against that vintage first edition book feel. So really excited about it.
And what kind of release window have you guys got
Uh,
on the new
we're
lines?
we're releasing in July. So July 1st is the national release date for the library series, and then of course IPCPR will be hammering it at the show in July in New Orleans.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, everything that, like I said, all the rappers in the past have been from Ecuador. The Connecticut and the Arapiraca are still from Ecuador, but the San Andreas is a Mexican San Andreas. So again, we're having Dominican binder and filler, but just a little bit a tweak of difference with the San Andreas, and that's actually what I'm smoking this evening. So very enjoyable smoke.
We're having pause for the cause for just a second. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties getting Ben on the show here.
Well, who needs Ben? We can take this show, right? It's just me
Oh,
and you. Come
absolutely.
on.
Yeah, I can talk till I'm blue in the face. So if he doesn't make it, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Right. Right. Well, like I said, I'm sitting here smoking the San Andreas, and they are all 6 1/4, 56 gauge cigars, and just the blend and complexity are just they're great cigars. There's no air. I mean, it's the proof is in the pudding. They're fantastic. And I'm pairing it with this nice wine this evening too.
Excellent. And I have to say, I've tried the Connecticut, the Corojo, and the Habano.
Right.
Now, of the three, I have to say my favorite is the Habano, but that's just because I tend to skew towards darker cigars. But your Connecticut actually has quite a bit of flavor, and good. I hesitate to use the word meaty, but meaty flavored Connecticut's are hard to find. So it's always nice when you find a Connecticut that's got a little spice, that's got a little kick, that's not just bland.
No, and I totally agree with you. And actually, with a Connecticut from the Dominican, normally you get that grassy hay kind of taste, and in this Connecticut, you do not. That it's far from that kind of a flavor profile. It does have a little bit more strength than a normal Connecticut will. Most Connecticut's have like that mild, airy kind of taste, and this one actually has some back behind it, a little backbone. I would gauge it more towards the mild to medium profile. I wouldn't say that it's just a straight up mild. And I thoroughly enjoy it. Cup of coffee and a Connecticut, and you're in it to win it.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about where you guys are available in terms of retail stores right now. What kind of footprint have you guys got out there?
Well, up until I took the position in January, um, there has been a very large footprint. Was more focused on the giving portion and getting back to the people in the community and stuff. But I was brought on to make this brand more of a national, let's just say, for lack of a better term, a household name. And we are expanding our footprint. So we are based and headquartered out of Louisville, Kentucky. So our Kentucky footprint is pretty good. We have several stores in the area that carry our lines, full lines, and we're branching out. We're taking on accounts weekly. As far as Seattle up in the upper northwest, and as far down as Florida, I'm going to be in Tampa the last week of this month, getting into some new stores and trying to just get these sticks in people's hands, because that's what it's all about. They can't taste them or try them when the sticks are in Louisville. So we gotta get out and get them in people's hands.
Well, and perhaps the better question that I should have asked is, for people who have tried Crossfire and like them, what's the best way for them to get, excuse me, to get these sticks into their local shop? Give them some ideas on that.
Well, the best way to get any stick, especially our Crossfire, is to go into their local brick and mortar and request that they at least look into bringing us in. And I'd be more than happy to send samples to any shop owner or shop manager that is inquiring about bringing Crossfire on. That's just the simple process. And if those people want to get the samplers, you can say Cigar Federation is a perfect place to go and grab a sampler. Or now that they do have the expanded line, so that's another way that they can grab a few and try some, and then heck, take them and give them to some of your buddies. Let them try them as well, because that's what really cigar smoking is all about. I don't know how many guys that I know that send bombs to people across the country, or even deployed soldiers overseas. So this industry is fantastic. It's more of like a family than anything, and buy some Crossfire and give some out to your friends.
Yeah, I know. One thing we talk about a lot on this show is, in cigars in general, whether it's sitting out in your backyard or sitting in a shop somewhere, you never really meet a stranger when you're sitting around smoking cigars with people. We all come from different walks of life. We all have different ideals, but when you put put a cigar in everybody's hand, it kind of breaks down those barriers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to
throw
drive
out some.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just wanting to drive some more traffic towards our Facebook and all of our social media stuff too. Find a Crossfire and hashtag it, ignite the passion. That's our little go and like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And it's at Crossfire Cigars on all three. So check us out there. We're always posting stuff,
and of course crossfirecigars.com if you want to read about the blend.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
And if I know I could sit here and talk about it till I'm blue in the face, but if you look under the reviews and media tab on crossfirecigars.com, you can see where a lot of different people and various cigar entities have reviewed these sticks and given them good reviews. So if you don't want to take our word for it, by all means, go do some reading, check it out. I've been doing some research and looking around. I haven't seen your sticks get a bad review anywhere. Quite honestly, everybody seems to like them, and they're very good. So,
well, that's what we like to hear. you always want the good reviews, and my favorite is, which one's my favorite? And you said that you like the Habano, which, to be truthfully honest, I was smoking a lot of the Habano because I was really digging it. Up until that point, I was smoking the Platinum platinum here. You can see it there. I don't know how well you can see it, but that is the platinum. That is the Oscuro uh, wrapper, and if you smell this on the foot, it's got this apricot kind of nuance, and it's so complex, so flavorful, and it's just very very enjoyable. But this San Andreas is quickly becoming my favorite, and even though I love this cigar, this one's really starting to do it for me, and I'm really enjoying it.
Now, I'll put you on the spot a little bit with this question because we both mentioned our favorites. But say our listeners out there, they go out, there's Crossfire on the shelves, they want to try one cigar. Of everything you've got, what is the one that's just going to knock their socks off?
I I think the platinum. I mean, like full flavor. Um, that I would say it's definitely going to be the platinum. It's just fantastic in every facet, and I don't think you could ever go wrong with the platinum.
Cool.
If they do like more of a mild or medium smoke, the Connecticut is absolutely fantastic, and people rave about it. I've been in shops where they stop a very popular. So between those two, you definitely can't go wrong. But I don't in picking any of them. That's the beauty of cigars is that because you can walk into a walk-in humidor and you don't have to buy a box of each individual cigar. You could buy a couple of each. So I would suggest the whole gamut. You know, we have the three core lines, so the Connecticut, Corojo, Habano. You have the extended line of the Maduro and the Platinum, and then the three new blends of the Library series, like we were talking about, be released in June. So I would suggest smoking them all. So that's the PC answer. How do you like that, Mark?
Hey, I had a feeling you might go with the buy them all answer, but I had to ask anyway.
Well, I gave you the truthful. The platinum is before the San Andreas. The platinum was my stick. So,
and I just a side note, I like your Crossfire Cigars banner there in the background. Nice touch.
Yeah. I wanted to dress it up a little bit. Here on my patio and been enjoying some company via the internet, and smoking a great cigar. I don't know who makes this wine, so this is not a shameless plug. But this wine is called Besieged, and it's from 2013. It's made in Sonoma County, and it's a blend of Old Vine California Heritage, and it's absolutely amazing. I have no idea who makes it. I'm not plugging anybody, but it's fantastic.
There's nothing I love more than a shameless plug, so feel free.
No, I'm here to talk about our great cigars. I'm really excited about the future. We're getting these sticks into a lot of stores that have never heard about us, or they've heard about us, they've just never smoked the cigars. And I'm hearing some very positive feedback. And like I said, we're opening new accounts weekly, and it's just really exciting because even though the company's been around for almost 6 years now, I still feel like I'm on the ground floor, and I have the sky is the limit. And with the new Library series coming out, I think it's going to go like gangbusters. I think people are going to not only want to enjoy the cigars, but they're going to keep this box as a keepsake because it's pretty darn fancy.
Yeah, it's always nice when cigar companies kind of go the extra mile with the boxes and the branding because a friend of mine, Mark Hall, you may know him as the author of Cigar Blueprint. He has this saying that you smoke with your eyes first. So I like, and I mentioned that earlier with the 3-pack sampler. I love a good presentation to go with a good smoke.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you have to have something that draws your eye to the cigar, to the product, and that's an scheme. Is how do we draw a consumer in? Because there's tons of cigars. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of different cigars. So how do we differentiate ourselves from those other cigars? We gotta find some way. We had to find, if it's a snazzy band or the sheen on the wrapper or whatever. There has to be some reason that somebody goes and at least picks up the product. And when they do pick up that product and they take it to the counter and they purchase it there at their local B&M, or they're purchasing it online, then you have to have a great product to back that up. And I believe we have that here.
I agree. And just to kind of throw it back out there, hashtag ignite the passion on social media. That is their tag. So if you're talking about Crossfire, throw that hashtag in there so that they'll see it. I know your Facebook page is also somewhere close to the 1,100 likes mark, so be sure to go on there and give them a thumb in on there.
It is, and when I took over, the likes were between the high twos and low threes, and in the short period of time that I've been with Crossfire, we've grown it to almost 1,200 likes. So that just shows that we're growing some momentum, and building a little bit of buzz, because that's what social media helps us do. And it's all about getting these products, again, I can't say it enough, getting these products into people's hands. So we've done giveaways. When we hit a certain number on the likes, we actually have a new giveaway right now. When we get to 1,500 likes, there's a store in Pennsylvania, Leaf Lovers. A good friend of mine, Chris Kelly, is the owner, and he's donating a 5-pack sampler that he's been personally aging for 4 years. So
Wow.
whoever he picks when we get to that 1,500 mark is going to get a fantastic gift. So stuff like that. Just trying to build some buzz and momentum. And again, I can't say it enough. Get these sticks in people's hands. Get them smoking.
Now, I know you mentioned earlier that you were going to be down in Florida next week. So is there anywhere where some of our listeners may be able to meet up with you next week?
Yes, sir. Planning a new shop that's down in Tampa called the Lion's Den. King Corona is on my list, and various others. I'll actually post on social media where I'm going to be that day. So if there are any list area, I'd be more than glad to meet them and hang out, smoke some cross.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I want
and
to talk.
then from Tampa we go to back home. It'll be Derby. It'll be Oaks and Derby. So we'll hit that up and have a great time there. And then after that, I'm going to Nashville for the steeplechase. There's actually a world championship cigar competition that I'm entering. A buddy of mine down there is entering me in that. So we're excited about that. And then there's like a 15 city tour that's going to be a long couple weeks that we're going to try to hit almost 100 stores in that 15 city tour radius. So
Wow, that's quite a schedule there.
yeah, it is, but that's the cigar life. When you're a national sales account manager, you have to get out there and meet the people, because you can smile and dial all day long, but we again have to get these cigars out in people's hands, and nothing is more effective than going and sitting down with somebody and building a relationship, because again, this, that the cigar industry is predicated on relationships. And if you talk to somebody on the phone, that's great. You can build some rapport and build a relationship over the phone, but it's just so much easier. You can put a face to the voice, and you can sit down and you can talk about life's challenges. You can do all of that while smoking your cigar and just enjoying the camaraderie and the brother and sisterhood of the cigar industry.
I want to talk for a moment about the Corojo, because that was the most recent one that I smoked. Just a a quick breakdown for the listeners: the wrapper is Corojo, binder and filler are both Dominican. Great medium strength cigar. This thing's got a really creamy goodness going on there. There's some spice, so you spice lovers don't get left out there. But it's just it almost melts in your mouth.
Some spice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's a weird thing to say about cigars, but it really does. I really enjoyed that one. Some cedar. I don't know. It's just you guys did a really good job of balancing the creaminess with the spiciness. It's
Yeah.
not too heavy to either side.
This is actually the Corojo and what we call the Executivo. It's a Perfecta, obviously, and it is a 6x60 Perfecta. And yes, the reason that we use the wrapper from Ecuador is the elasticity and the flavor that that the leaf actually gains in Ecuador. They're just fantastic growers, and I actually went to the fields that we use in the DR and met with some of those guys, and they also are in charge of the fields in Ecuador, and they were just telling me about how tall the plants were in the DR, and that the ones that were in Ecuador of the same seed were about 1.5 to 2 feet taller than the ones that were in the DR. So
Wow.
there's just they're they're just growing amazing leaf in Ecuador, and you'll notice that a lot of companies are using leaf from Ecuador, whether it's the wrapper, binder, or filler. So they're killing it. They're just putting out so much leaf.
And I think I mentioned this earlier, but no burn issues whatsoever. If you want a cigar that you can just light up and not have to worry about, these guys have got you covered. Because, and as a smoker, that's definitely important. Nobody wants a cigar they have to touch up 20 different times while they're smoking it. So these guys are building them right. So get out there and give them a shot.
Yeah, yeah. Burn issues kind of detract away from what you are trying to do as far as enjoying the cigar. And if you're sitting there every few moments having to touch it up, you're getting runs and stuff like that. That's no fun. You want to sit there and talk with your buddies. If you're just sitting back on the patio like I am, you want to relax. You don't want to have to worry about the consistency or the burn issues that may arise. But I mean, like you see, it's razor sharp. Uh, Although I've had to relight because I wasn't puffing on it, I was just talking too much.
Well, in this particular forum, talking too much is pretty much required. So you're right on the money.
Right, it's not a bad thing, right?
No, not at all. Just to kind of recap a little bit, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff is just at Crossfire Cigars, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And I'm always available, and I retweet and on Twitter and I reply to people, and I'm very easy to get a hold of as far as through social media and stuff. I'm always accessible. I have people kind of shoot. Just the other day, a gentleman messaged me on Facebook, and he's like, "Hey, I'm new to cigars. Can you kind of point me in the right direction?" And we conversated via the messenger for heck about 30 minutes, just talking about cigars and what I thought about it, just sharing some of my passion, because if you have that kind of passion, you just want to kind of fill others with it. And I'm obviously excited about the industry. I'm excited about the things that we're doing here at Crossfire, but I, even more than that, it's the industry as a whole. I enjoy what it does to a gathering of like-minded individuals. You can sit down, you can talk about, again, life's challenges and and just be brothers and sisters in the leaf.
Absolutely. And just a reminder, if you're chatting about Crossfire on social media, hashtag ignite the passion. Maybe we can get that trending one of these days. Also,
That would be
crossfirecigars.com.
great.
Crossfirecigars.com if you want to read about the blends, or I believe you guys also have a store locator on there if you want to see if they have stores available in your area.
Yeah, there is a store locator on there, but to be truthfully honest, it hasn't been updated as probably good as it should. But if you are interested in again trying some cigars, if you are a retailer or brick and mortar store, please reach out to me. I'll send you samples. If you're a consumer, I would suggest reaching out to your local brick and mortar and asking them to reach out to us, or also trying to get in touch with the gentleman over there at Cigar Federation. Logan and the guys, they're great. We have a long-standing relationship with Cigar Federation, so they'll take care of you over there. But either way, that'll help us out.
Yeah, they definitely take care of you at the Cigar Federation store. That's where I got my sampler pack from, and I believe they had it shipped out to me in about 4 days. So those guys don't fool around on the shipping. So
No, they don't. They're on top of it. They do a great job there.
once again, crossfirecigars.com, Crossfire Cigars on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of it. Hashtag ignite the passion. I want to thank Jason Lois for being here with us tonight and just taking some time to talk about Crossfire. Thank you for coming here tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark, for having me. I enjoy it. I just want to again fill people with the passion that I have for cigars, and if anybody wants to reach out to me via any of those social media web portals, then feel free to do it. My information on Facebook is Jason M. Lois, and you'll see a picture of me in the profile as well as in the cover picture, probably smoking a Crossfire cigar. And you can contact me there, or you can contact me via the Crossfire social media spots. So.
And don't forget that that new library series drops in July. We'd love to have you back on when you guys drop that new series to talk a little more about it and give some people some ideas about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we can do something live at the IPCPR when we're launching the product.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you for being with us. And to everybody listening, thank you and have a good night.
Thank you.